come out on top, and even then, it's just enough to stay alive for now.
Crazy though when you think about how many teams are getting caught inside these box fights inside of the Storm itself. Mustache, Malabuka, they're just on a recovery tour currently, and it's incredible to think that they're still 156 above that damage threshold, despite that hiccup of Malabuka having to make the reboot van play in the first place. Waxum King though, they seem like they're primed and interested potentially, but instead it's just going to be heading to the top of Rift Island. Malabuka might get chased though, he wants more damage.
Little does he know, though, there is crashing and threats up here. XZ right now, still lurking nearby. I'm very curious as to why they haven't gone yet. And we might just find out here soon if they end up opening the box and taking fire, but no, Malabuka takes flight first. And he's gonna get pretty far off. Will it be enough, Taco? It's not looking like the math is gonna math here, as Malabuka's gonna be the first to fall. He tries to get as far as possible. Mustache will have to land on him and save him now.
The problem though is that we're looking at two takedowns currently. Monster, Mustache, he can try his best effort, but I fear he might meet a similar fate, because even if he makes it into this next edge of zone, he's still gonna have to deal with all the teams that are already based up, situated, and ready to take advantage of the players that are late straggling in.
Take a look at this refresh from Vino and Clix now, as they manage to find themselves a little bit of a cachet from some leftover action between Casper and Prism. Prism now not being in this fight, and still you have OCE's Damo and Resigns almost on this warpath with them, continuing to be that thorn in their side, if you will, for lack of a better phrase. But back on over to the focus here, as Clix is looking for action here. Those are his walls. It's Acorn, it's Cold on the other side. A very scary team to go against. In the warm-up games yesterday, in the scrims, right, in our practice lobbies, they pulled off a incredible 16 eliminations just to show the lobby what they're capable of.
The real issue is just knowing that for Clix and Benno, Clix, they just need some fight heals, and you're not going to get that at this stage unless you're able to take down another team successfully. Mustache and Malabuka, though, have pulled off a miracle at this point. And it does seem, even though they're a little bit worse for wear, they're battered for sure, but they're still kicking, and that's all they need at this stage.
They do have big shields as well to work with. That headshot that he picks up right there is going to make a huge difference there as far as their survivability is concerned. Major eliminations are happening, though, as we're covering the action here. One of those, it's Peterbot and Boyle staying active here. Down goes Chief from the high ground there. And they are doing what we expect of them. Very healthy, extremely material capped, and now picking up points. That's a runaway train potentially starting to take form.
Meanwhile, other teams like Huddy and Kovacs just trying to see if they can find an angle. Yuma Rise under a little bit of duress here, but it's back to Clix. Benno trying to see if they can finagle their way out of this awkward position that they found themselves in, boxed up right next to Acorn and Cold. But again, Acorn and Cold, they've got decent amount of materials to work with. More importantly still though, I think that they are certainly willing to jump into a fight if it calls for it.
Oh yeah, yesterday has absolutely proven that they can take on any team without a problem. Talk about good teams that are still standing right now, teams that we've been kind of following the story. Victor V and Paper. Paper a little worse for wear. Seems like a bad peek's gonna go ahead and put him on the backside of this engagement here. And Vino facing the struggles of taking a lot of damage here as well, not being able to recover now as they don't have whites.
Still has a couple of flow berries, but again, will that really be enough? Queasy, Thomas HD now starting to surface as well near their area. Ritual, though, takes some big tags, left that wall open just a moment too long. But Ritual, Freak, come on, coming out of Doomstad. Got to be dealing with Epic Oil and Muzz early on. The fact that this dude already has 3 elims is just rather impressive, but Malabuka as well, still holding his own. Shari's got a little bit of an angle to keep advantage, so Malabuka's going to look to try and see if he can find a more aggressive push from underneath. Meanwhile, Mustache, again, just trying to make sure he doesn't take another tick from the Storm, but it's too little too late. Just barely makes it in. At least Malabuka can go for the revive.
You know, all things considering, he'll have more HP when he stands up than he did when he went down, so it's not all too bad here, but it is definitely time lost. The surge is active. They need to find a couple tags. Into the box they go. Back behind them is another duo as well. And if he doesn't hit this shot, he's going to be sent back to the lobby. And he hits the one that matters. Malabuka and Mustache are clawing their way out of this hole here. And unfortunately, it might not be enough here. It's so close.
Alabuka is doing everything in his power, but I fear they have finally met their end. Zero business making it that far in the first place, though, but that is the kind of power that Malabuka and Mustache can bring.
Well, here's a couple things to celebrate. Placement points has been reached. We are inside the top 25. Anyone alive now is going to start to be rewarded with more and more points. This is where things start to almost compound for you, so you want to stay up. Vino is down right now. Clix has a very important decision to make here. Do you save your best mate or let him get sent back to the lobby so you can just focus in now? Seems like he wants to go for the save. Armored Wall's going to be the saving grace here for a moment, though. Instead, Vino makes the call. Leave me. Continue to play the game here.
Venom knew there was just way too much pressure coming from the other side of that wall. A fully intact duo, and that duo being Queasy and Thomas HD. There's just no realistic opportunity for Clix to bring that one back. But Queasy, he's actually looking a little hurt here. He might have been desperate at that point, and Clix finds himself in a similar situation. Only has small shield potions to rely on, 2 below. When it comes to the damage threshold, he's got to make a move, and he's got to do it now. But I don't think anybody's giving him an opening.
Well, he's still inside the top 20 now. The more teams that fall, this would be excellent for Clix here. He just has to hold on a little bit longer. And he is doing just that, a little bit of a zone pull towards his side, more or less. But High Ground has Cammy and Seti looking from up above, and it has never looked better for this duo.
Kadu and Sia having already been eliminated. And again, reconvening with Clix's
oh my god.
POV, but Clix is just crazy with the movement. The fact that he managed to escape.
Still alive. He's clutching. Almost a top 15 now. And he's inside the top 15. Could he make a top 10? It's so close, and down he goes to the hands of Peterbot. He takes him down. Peterbot is also a solo.
It could have been anybody in this circumstance, but of course it had to be Peterbot. But take a look at the high ground. Chapentini. And they're looking for even more still. 5 eliminations already built up here, Monster. And they've got a really strong grasp on this high ground.
What an incredible view for Chapentini. This is coming off the mountain here. Seti seems to have lost his teammate now. Has to do this on his own here. But still, anything can happen. But Mazanepic Guerrero inside the box, inside the lane. He's throwing armored walls down. That's going to buy him a little bit of time. Excellent plays here from Seti. No time to play with this storm, though. He just cannot afford it.
Seti's doing everything he can to try and scale his way up this mountain face, but things are just going to get all the more vicious the higher he climbs. The more pressure he might encounter. Muzz going to find himself in a situation. Peterbot goes huge there, though, off of Seti.
8 eliminations now for Peterbot and Boyo here. Peterbot still going. Nearly finding another one there. Just moments away now from a top 5 here. Can he do it as a solo? He's getting spotted out, though. Armor wall comes down. Now, it was so close, but now the focus comes into who will win game 1. We have just 4 teams remaining. Make that 5. Acorn and Cole find another.
Duke simply to sabotage, losing his duo Sphinx there to Peterbot, but Acorn and Cole, the fact that they are still intact. 5 armored walls as well to work with here for Acorn. Chapentini, though, they're trying to see if they can look for an opportunity to collapse. Vico Blixie off in the distance as well. The mid-ground starting to really pile up.
There's 9 people left out.
This high ground starting to run out of material. Vico and Flixie, this is the pick for me. The team that I knew, you leave them uncontested. They're just going to put in dangerous work here on the field, and it is starting to shape up. Acorn and Cold, and a saving grace on the low ground. On the outskirts, putting pressure onto Japan's best. Rise and Yuma, who also has 7 eliminations. Yuma sends up to get the Acorn, finds a beautiful tag there. Loses his teammate, though. Finds another kill. It's back.
What are you saying?
Still happen. All these teams
Nah, my recording gotta get edited.
Well, I'm editing the thing that I'm doing. I'm making a new project.
Okay.
A battle for the ages indeed here. 5 eliminations still for Genie and Chap. Things are starting to rack up. Genie, the first to go down. Chap's also weak. They jump in. They close the game.